guy's turning into a dragonfly or something. Did I get a blister with that move? That hurt me a lot. Crap. I need to heal and I can't. You know, something I haven't tried on him. Let's see if this works. Nope. I'm trying to zap him with the electric right, but it doesn't seem to do anything. Oh, I just died. We all know what happened there. Alright. What was the checkpoint? What was the last checkpoint? Oh shoot! He gave me a smooch.
Energy spikes.
He's lashing out. Evade. Now burn.
Waiting on the rocket's landing is not a really high chance of it, but we're trying to do something. Whoa! No! While we wait on the Gatling to cool down. Is there less crystals on the screen, or are they growing slowly over time?
We will.
No. Flipped me. This guy's like freaking Madara, just throwing meteors at people.
Not done.
Ow! Alright, waiting on shields.
Forza.
First one hit, I dodged the second and the third.
No pain.
Stops us. Cut him loose. One more time, Forza. One more time.
He's covered in crystals.
Forza. What's happening, Forza?
My past has caught up with me. I believed I could dominate him, but my corruption is darker and deeper than I thought.
What are you talking about?
You think you're untouchable, exalted, such arrogance. Yes, you accepted your darkness. Yes, you accepted your failures. But one flaw remains, Naren. You never accepted your fears.
Forza! Stay with me! Forza!
You fear loneliness because your only friend is dying. You fear rejection because of what you have done. You fear damnation because there is no redemption for you.
Forza! Forza, wake up! Please!
Yeah,
No,
GG, roll
we
credits.
Can't hear you. Worthless, empty shells never can.
Nara, hang in there.
We're coming in strong, Cult Slayer.
We've got your back, Nara.
Such fragile little
It's gonna
things.
wreck him.
You're in there, Forza.
Aim for the blisters.
Can feel you. You're my friend. Not an empty shell.
You can't refuse, Elder. Those deeds, thoughts, emotions, they can never be undone.
You are a consciousness lured from the void. He lost his soul, Forza.
Is she gonna lure him back from the void again?
There is only an empty shell filled with faceless energies.
What if she takes the prophet and puts him into her ship?
Into the void.
You're my ship now.
Eternal damnation, a fate worse than death. My past has caught up with me. I believed I could dominate him, but my corruption is darker and deeper than I thought.
Did we need a flashback of that? That was seconds ago.
You were with me all the time. You never abandoned me. Even when I thought you did. I forgive you, my friend. I forgive you, my mentor. Come back to me. You can reject your past self. Come back to me, Forza.
I can't, Nara. My connection to him is too strong. I can stay with you only if
Wait,
we
is
become
Forza
one.
part of the prophet?
Then do it, Forza, and I'll hold you with my inner strength. We will become one.
Awake. We
I have no idea what's happening, but it looks cool. What is Forza?
are one.
Yo, what?
And end him.
That's what happened. Well, thank you guys for joining us for Chorus. This has been a fantastic ending. Incredible cinematography, definitely a 9 out of 10. I can only take away the controls in the finale, which were but... FYI, during the entire fight thus far, I've had to hold down the shift key for the boosters. What you just saw was me tapping the shift key. Apparently the boosters are now send me straight to Wichita.
We are one. Hunt him and end him.
The boosters are now spear.
And we shall spear through them.
More circle ships incoming. Fire at will.
Let's just see what this does. Wait, do I need to take care of the circle ships?
We're one with the stars. With their force. Like a star, we burn through darkness.
This is really hard to control.
Our realities shall become one. merged in perfect.
Dude, I'm like Jean Grey that just became the Phoenix. You don't have a chance anymore.
We will stop.
Wait, what? I blink whenever I dodge roll now? Okay. Tuck her up, sweet cheeks.
Our one in chorus.
My power-up filter. I didn't see it in time. Dude, it took everything to control that thing. Jeez, like, let's make sure he's freaking dead.
This ends with us.
Did all our friends live? Oh, look at us, looking good. We are the Oreen ship.
All that survived, that our friends and followers endured, and the myriad of human pathways, all led to this time, this singular place, where Naran serves as both the herald for a new chorus and the ideal for which everyone strives.
Everyone
Do
should
I
not
have
strive to be a
regrets?
mass murderer.
How could I? Would she ever have ascended unless I failed and paved
Oh my
the way?
god, the Prophet's giving himself
Ever
credit for
wielded
making
her
her.
powers until I trained her? Ever made the right decisions without our struggles? Naran is not the symbol of my failure. She is the beacon of true harmony. Something that every human can achieve by accepting themselves as they truly are, no matter what darkness they have inside. True chorus.
We may not be with you right now, but we will be listening. Always.
I have no idea what the hell just happened. That looked amazing. I have no idea what the heck just happened. I have no idea. So the ship died, and then she used the power of friendship. I just realized. Friendship. Oh god. She used the power of friendship to bring friendlyship back and merge with it and become Phoenix. And then one-shot everything. And the friendship used to be her mentor, which would make it part of the Prophet. He said, like, the corruption was too great. So what, like, half of the Prophet was in the ship and half of it was in the nope rope the whole time? Google chorus game ending explained. Chorus game ending. 5 lingering questions we all have after beating chorus. In the final sequence of gameplay, Nara and Forza tear through the void as the One, allowing the players to effortlessly rip capital ships apart and finish the corrupted Prophet once and for all. In the ending sequence, Nara is seen once again in her human form, and Forza briefly speaks to her through the One. Can Nara call on this power at will and become the One anytime she needs to? Does Forza exist inside Nara now? If so, can he return to the ship's shell? These are questions we probably won't see answered without a sequel. Wait, this is literally just questions and not answers? Wow, okay. Who is it? What is it? TheGamer.com? Useless. Chris Grace already great, satisfying. Dude, is there like a wiki or anything that explains this? PC invasion, everyone's singing out of tune. Uh-huh. Chorus is a great game if you ignore the lore. The plot is full of B-movie pulp. Oh, man. It has been a while since I played a game I didn't understand that didn't immediately have a wiki link that explained it. I saw a wiki link below the Out of Tune article. Polygon wiki. Synopsis. Nara and Forsaken must defeat the Great Prophet. Great. Yeah, it's not... Yeah, it doesn't really help. Well, from what I understand, from the front page of Google, is that nobody understands this. Like, so she's like, yeah, you, my mentor, my friend. And it's like, okay, well, her mentor was the prophet, but maybe she's just being like, okay, you know, you were always there for me. You were a mentor to me. Okay, that doesn't necessarily mean the ship's the prophet. But then he was like, I thought I could fight him, but I thought I could run from my past, but my corruption and darkness runs too deep. And then it flashed back to her saying he was pulled from the void. Well, and then the prophet went into the void and lost himself, and then the Forsaken was pulled out of the void. Wait, this is starting to make a little bit more sense as I say it, except for the timeline. So when the prophet went too far in and then was like crying and weeping because he realized what was happening, like his spirit went into the void for eternal damnation. And then Forza said that's a fate worse than death. And then she realized Forza was pulled from the void, and he said he thought he could run from his past. I thought I could separate myself from him. It kind of makes sense if the timeline works out. So for the Forsaken, Forza is the prophet after the prophet went into the void, and then he came out of the void and remembered only pain. So if the void is like timeless and it doesn't really matter like when you go in and when you go out, that sort of makes sense, I guess. Where did Forza originate? He was like a spirit or a consciousness pulled from the void and shoved into a ship. That would also possibly explain why because remember they said we've never seen over an 80% affinity, but Forza and Nara have 95% affinity. She and the prophet, like the prophet was her boy. Like they were tight before. So that would kind of explain that too. I think that's how I'm choosing to interpret this. That would explain their high affinity, why they work so well together. That explains kind of the spirit going in and coming out thing. That explains where the spirits in the void come from. So that means that the people they pulled out of the void and tried to stick into ships were people that lost themselves. So like all the people, the marked ones that went crazy and just like exploded in Cthulhu and stuff, like all of them are the people in the void. And that also explains why most of them were like in agony and screaming and stuff like that when they put them into ships, I think. That's wild. I really kind of have to like make my brain bend over backwards to understand this, but I kind of get it and it's pretty cool. But like in the moment that it was happening, I feel like if they had been more clear on what was happening, it could have been such a cooler moment, you know? It could, if that all came crashing down on you like in realization all at the same time, that could have been so much cooler. But it just they were very cryptic about it, if I'm even interpreting this correctly. When do you want me to end the final episode? And of course, not yet, Bertree. I'll make a marker and let you know. We're just kind of talking things out right now. The whole ship in both senses is tainted. Kinda. That was pretty wild. That was definitely pretty wild. And the final fights, yo, when I had been holding down the shift key with my pinky for like 20 minutes at that point. And then I get into that angel form, and I touch the shift key, and I just go yeet right through the wall and die. That was so stupid. I was just like, well, okay, apparently that is just like the ultimate afterburner now. All right. And then like the capital ships, I was like aiming for the thrusters because all your guns were gone. It was just all you had was was it Right of the Star? That was the only weapon you had. So I was aiming for the thrusters and hitting the weak points, and then I was like, oh, I could just like go right through the middle of them. Okay. Super late stream? Yeah. Yeah, we realized we were at the ending, Jose, so we decided to go ahead and do it through the end. So I'll probably sleep in tomorrow and catch up on sleep. Yeah. Okay. Review time. It has been I haven't played a game where I was piloting a spaceship since I was little. I haven't bought a game with spaceships in a long time. I played this one, honestly, because it was gifted to me by the company that made it. They sent it to me for free, and I was like, yeah, it looks cool, I'll try it out. I had a lot of fun. Critiques. It definitely expected some crazy maneuvers from me, I would say way too early in the game. Like, I literally, like, less than an hour into the game, I had to knock out 3 regrowth crystals with, like, this crazy drift maneuver. And it was really difficult. It took me a lot of tries. So I would say, you know, just in the case of critiquing, that was very challenging. There was also a lot of points in the game where I had to fight in very enclosed spaces, and I was constantly just banging off the walls. Now, we could all easily say that's just because I sucked at it. But I feel like, I was like, wow, this is really, really, really tough. I got a little better at it, but it definitely got... my favorite parts was the big open the combat that was in space with some obstructions, but not like in the caves and stuff like that. And my favorite weapons were the ones that locked on, like teleport right behind them, and then for a second my crosshair would be over them, and then I would shoot them or do the spear or something like that. Like, you know, it was guaranteed hits rather than just trying to aim with the way the ship was set up. You played Subnautica. It was kind of spaceship except underwater. Oh yeah, Subnautica. Yeah, it was like Subnautica except you were in space. It was not underwater. There was no giant jellyfish, and you had weapons instead of, you know, no weapons. It wasn't anything like Subnautica. What are you talking about? I don't see any similarities to Subnautica. I wonder if your controls adjusted so tight made it harder when you needed to hit something you fly past. Possibly, yeah. It was definitely a little difficult because the way they had it set up, if you had it set to where you had a loose control of the crosshair, it took longer to turn your ship because you would have to move the crosshair all the way to the right to start turning to the right, then move it all the way to the left to start turning to the left.
I'm not much for spaceship games, but I really enjoyed watching this one.
I'm glad, Kitro. Thank you for the biddies. Yeah, this was cool. So I would say, gameplay, very fun. There was a few moments where it expected a lot out of me, and some of them were way too early, and I'd be like, you know, maybe ease up on those. The lore, very confusing. I think I pieced together part of the story, but it was extremely an abstract story, or it very much felt like I was jumping into book 3 of like a trilogy, you know? Like, there was so much, like, you could kind of piecemeal together from her past, but there was so much you did not know. Yeah, gameplay was pretty good. The graphics were amazing. The music was pretty good. The story was a bit confusing, but it was all right. I think that's about it. I will say definitely, I was a little misled. When I watched the trailer for the game, I thought it was a game where we would occasionally get out of the ship and walk around. But all of the scenes where she was out of the ship were cutscenes. Literally every single time. Don't have a problem with that after playing it, but I definitely had a misunderstanding of what the game was. I thought it'd be like walking around on these stations and like visit, you know, kind of like an RPG, visiting shops, stuff like that, and that's not what it was at all. I liked what you played. It seems like a good game. Just not having the profit lines at the end. I'll let you take credit. Oh, honestly, that was him being cocky. That was just him, the villain, being cocky. I find it kind of weird that we were listening to the outro from the dead boss's point of view, but he was like, "Oh, yeah, now you're a hero. You're welcome." You know, it's like, okay, well, he's gonna die. He's just being snarky. But yeah, it was pretty cool. And yeah, thank you guys for joining me for Chorus.